Good morning, traders. This is a live trade recap. There was one 2-hour trade at the market open this morning. I'll show you exactly what happened with that in just a moment. First, I just want to remind you that we do now have a Patreon page. There's only one tier for now. It's the Chainmail Armor tier. It comes with two different 2-hour calculators. Here's a screenshot of them. So this is the older style that you see me use every single day on my live trade recaps. And then this is a newer style that's a little bit simpler. You just punch in your entry price, your stop loss, hit calculate profit target, and boom, it spits out your profit target. Simple as that. You want to do another trade, hit clear. You can do the same thing over again. So you can download both of those for entering this tier level and decide whichever one you want to use. I'm also going to be adding more calculators specific to trading at this tier level in the future. Once I do that, I'm going to raise the price up just to $5 per month, but I'm going to continue to develop more and more calculators, and I will not raise the price. This is just kind of an entry level price. And in the future, I will have additional tiers where I offer my spreadsheets, my trading plans, all that kind of stuff, and then maybe even a custom tier level where if there's something very specific to your trading or your style that you want me to create for you, maybe I can do that. If you want some advice or like coaching or reviewing of your specific trades, I can do all of that stuff for you as well in that tier. So that's the Patreon. Now let's get to the trade. Here's the video. So you can see I have AMC, MVIS, HIMX, NCLH, VNE all up on my charts. Those all came off of my mid-cap screener, but not all of them are above the 200 MA on the daily chart. So that's what we're looking at right now is the daily chart. Here you could see that 1, 2, 3, 4 are above the 200 MA on the daily chart, but NCLH is not. It's below it. So it doesn't matter what happens on the chart today on NCLH. I cannot take a trade. That's because I know that the probability of a 2-hour trade working out when the price is trading below the 200 MA on the daily is lower. So I'm not going to put myself in that position, even if there was a 2-hour trade that gave. I just don't want to take the chance. So I'd rather always trade with the odds in my favor. That way, when I enter a trade, I know I've done everything I can to give myself an edge to win that trade. And if it fails, then I don't feel bad about it because I know I did everything I could. Okay, so here's MRO. That popped up on my screener a little bit later. This is the one that went to 2R. Unfortunately, I missed the entry. You could see as soon as it pops up on my chart here, let me get right to where I pulled it up. Let's see here. Let me just press play. Okay. Right now, the price is at 1134, and that was my ideal entry. I didn't know it at this instant because I just pulled it up on the chart. I could see this. It gave me an ABCD pattern. I can see that I missed my entry, but I wasn't quite sure at this very moment where that entry was. And just seconds later, I'm hovering over the candle. There, now I'm hovering over the candle, and I could see that the high of that candle is 1134. That means my ideal entry was 1130. Sorry, the high of that candle is 1133. So my ideal entry is 1134. In my trading plan, it says explicitly that if I miss an entry, the only way I can re-enter is if it comes down to my price exactly. So I used to take trades where, okay, it triggered my entry, I missed it, it's up a little above, let me just jump in and hope for the best. And yeah, that does work out sometimes, but when it doesn't work out, I always feel like an idiot because I knew that I missed my entry. And so now the only way I can take it is if it comes back down to my entry price on the penny and it hasn't either hit my would-be profit target, which this one hasn't, or hit my stop loss. So let's see what happens here. So 1134 is the ideal entry. You can see where the price is. It's 1137. So I'm watching to see if it comes back down to 1134. If it does come back down to 1134, then I would just hit my hotkeys and get in. So since it's trading above my ideal entry right now, I'm just marking some things out on the chart to help me decide, if I can re-enter, all that kind of stuff. So the blue line marks out my ideal entry. So I need to see the price come down to that level for me to be able to get into the trade. Then I use my 2R calculator, which again, you can download from the Patreon page. That gives me my profit target of 1150. So that tells me that it hasn't hit my profit target yet. So if it did come down to 1134, I could still get into this trade because it would be the exact same scenario as if I got in at that ideal entry. It makes no difference on the trade if you get in later. if it comes back down to your ideal entry. But if it hits your profit target or it hits your stop loss, then it does make a difference because the trade already played out and you missed it. So now you're getting back in after the trade happened, and the chances of the trade working out at that point are a lot lower. So here's where my would-be stop loss is. If I was in the trade, that's where my profit target is. The only thing I can do at this point is hope that the price comes back down to 1134. It gets close, but it doesn't quite do that. I have to see, it doesn't so much matter that when I enter that I get 1134, but I have to see the price hit 1134 when I trigger my hotkeys. That's the important thing, because that is what I would have done had I not missed the entry in the first place. So the idea is to not change the probabilities, not change the statistics. That's the only way I could get into this trade without messing up the statistics. So what's going to happen is this thing is just going to go up to my profit target and never comes back down to my ideal entry. So I was not able to re-enter it on a retest. You could see here that it does hit the profit target. So, I mean, it's not all bad, because even though I wasn't able to collect a trade, make any money or collect data for my spreadsheet, it still shows that, hey, this setup works out often enough for me to take a trade, which we already know that because I've already collected 58 trades worth of data. I want to go to 100 though. And we could see that this system and this plan is profitable already. So anyway, hopefully this video was helpful to you. Unfortunately, as I said, I missed that trade, but we could see that it did still work out. I was just late by probably a matter of seconds. And, that's going to happen sometimes. Once that does happen, I generally will just close down the platform. That's what I did today. You could see that none of the other stocks on my watch were coming anywhere near their previous high. So it wasn't like there was another trade that was about to take place that I could have entered on. So I decided the best thing to do is to just shut down the platform at this point, because obviously I'm frustrated by missing that entry. And if I start hunting for other trades to take, I'm likely going to force less than ideal trade, because I'm obviously upset that I missed that trade. So the best thing to do in that case is just shut down the platform and move on with your day. So as I said, if this video is helpful to you, hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, subscribe. If you have any questions about this trade, about my plan, or anything else, just let me know in the comment section below. I'll get back to you. As always, go into every single trade with a plan. Stick to that plan no matter what. Always take your stop losses, honor your profit targets, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.